Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of the comment section. I'm Serina, and here I'm joined by.
Hey, I'm Keana.
Today we have a bunch of topics to talk about. So we're gonna start off with the one that's been on our mind the biggest, the Joe Santagato essay allegations.
My king, too. It's like really upsetting.
I know we have a personal love for him, so this one's kind of hard on us.
We started this podcast like knowing that we were like eventually gonna morph into them.
Yeah,
So.
become them, talk about them, all of that. Yeah.
Smack the mic.
Anyways, so a viral TikTok claims that Joe Santagato was groped on stage during the Basement Yard live show in Washington, D.C. Mind you, this is all alleged. Neither Joe or Frank have come out and talked about it yet, so everything right now is currently alleged. So the clip describes a woman invited up to play Flip Club who allegedly grabbed his stuff in quotations.
Yep, I saw that.
While the crowd watched. Venue bans filming, so no direct video of the act actually was taken. It was more so afterwards. You can see the like flustered look on Joe's face. You can tell he kind of wants to walk away, stuff like that.
Well, I saw something that said that he like voiced that he didn't like. He was like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I
Like,
didn't
it was
hear
like
about
he was
that.
like, I didn't like that. Well, I saw it on TikTok, so I don't know if it's true or not. But
Yeah,
I saw
everything we say with grain of salt.
Yeah, I saw something, and it was like it was like a girl like talking about it, and it was like Joe was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because he also has a girlfriend.
Yeah, he Nicole. I'm sure her name is. I think.
No clue.
Yeah, it's Nicole.
Wish
I'm
it was
pretty
me,
sure.
though.
I know, baby. I know. But yeah, no, Nicole. Even without the girlfriend, that's a horrible thing to do. Like.
Well, no, I feel like though, like I feel like his immediate reaction could have been like, that does sound pretty plausible, because like I feel like when men have a girlfriend, they're immediately like, my girlfriend's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like even before putting themselves first.
Yeah, before he even thought like how this is a situation that I'm uncomfortable, he probably immediately thought this is a situation that's gonna make her uncomfortable.
Yeah. And like I feel like that's easier to say, too.
Yeah, for sure. I also saw because there was two women up there on stage playing Flip Cup. One who was the alleged groper, and the second girl, she was wearing like a green crop top flannel thing. I saw her post on TikTok and basically confirmed that like yes, this happened, and she just put out a statement saying how awful it is and how you shouldn't do that. Like no matter the celebrity, man, woman, anybody. Like
the whole just concept of it is crazy to me, because I went to the Basement Yard show in the summer, and the whole like that Flip Cup scene thing, it's like I saw that and I was like, that's so weird, because I can actually picture it, because like I was
For
like,
sure.
I've seen the show, you know what I mean?
Well, I remember I also went to the Basement Yard show, not the exact one. I went about 2 years ago, I want to say. And there was so many hagglers. I remember there was like multiple points where Frank and Joe had to be like, okay, guys, like, we love you too, but you're going to have to calm down. Like, one woman was screaming, like, oh, Frank, check your Instagram. I'm DMing you. I'm DMing you. He literally out loud went, ew, and the whole crowd booed her. It was so funny.
we had, because I went in August, I believe, and we had like a bunch of people who were like coming out and like yelling things too, but for us it was more like they were like, it was kind of just Joe being like, shut up, like, like in a joking, like in a Joe way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely hear that. All right, so the conversation at hand. So a lot of people defend Joe, obviously, and call it sexual assault, regardless of gender. But a lot of other people downplay it because he's a male comedian. So I think this is important conversation for like boundaries, consent, and fan entitlement during the live shows. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, the only things I've seen about it are people like coming out to defend him immediately, being like, you guys are sick. Like I saw this one girl, the first time I heard about it, it was that video that I think that he said like he didn't like it, whatever, and then I saw a different girl like right under, and she was just like, it was weird the way she said it. She was like, if I ever saw that, if I would find her and like whatever. Like she's like basically like not directly, like pretty indirectly threatening her, and she was just like, no one can do that to my Joe and like whatever. So honestly, all I've seen is people being like, how could you do that to him? Like we love him.
I've seen some comments, but mind you, this is like kind of rage baiting and stuff. Who knows if these people actually very much so believe this? I've seen a lot of comments being like, oh, he probably liked it. He's a man, like blah, 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 which is like absolutely
like
insane. Again, I don't know if they're like actual real accounts or anything, or like just, again, rage baiters coming for it. But yeah, I've seen a couple saying that, he's a man. He probably liked it, which is obviously horrendous and not the case at all.
Especially Joe, too. Like, he's not, like, it's not like he's, like, it's not right for anyone, but it's also not, he's not in touch with anything sexual. Like, nothing about their show is, like, sex.
Yeah, I know.
I mean? Like, it's a crazy thing to say, especially about him.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. So I guess our key takeaways from this one is that all performers deserve like respect, boundaries, and a way to like have an outlet without basically like being
But
afraid
like
to
putting
get
themselves in
harassed. Like,
not putting themselves, but having others put them in danger.
yeah, for sure.
And the thing that sucks about it too is like, I feel like a thing that we as avid Basement Yard fans like that their shows are interactive. Like you saw it, I saw it. We both saw 2 different shows and they were both interactive.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge part of it that people like.
For sure.
It feels like you're not just like it feels like you're part of it. You know what I mean? And for people to go and like allegedly do that, it's like, well, now you're ruining that for everyone else too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it gets to there's gonna be a point where they're not gonna do that because they're gonna feel unsafe.
Yeah, like who knows what will happen like at the next one. Mind you, I do think that this coming out and everyone being so like on this girl and like kind of demanding justice for him, I feel like that will put us in a place where people think a little bit more before doing. Obviously, it's not going to keep us completely safe. People are crazy, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably gonna go out on a limb here and say she was also hammered.
Yeah, that's a good.
Like, which obviously doesn't excuse these things, but like we obviously know that people act somewhat out of character when under the influence.
So maybe even enforce like a drink limit at these kind of shows. Like,
well, the thing is, like, either like it's kind of hard. Like, it's the same. Any place that has a smart serve has a drink limit.
Yeah,
it doesn't really necessarily stop you. They don't know what happened to you before.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Yeah,
it's just like, unfortunately, it's just something that you have to put into the trust of other people, that they're just like, drinking isn't going to excuse them to go and commit crimes. You know.
I do feel like this won't stop them for having that interaction part of that show. Like, I don't think.
I really hope not. Which
Yeah,
is
I really
like
hope not
kind of
too.
unfair for me to say, because they might not feel very safe after that. But I hope not, because that's one of the reasons I like the show so much.
Well, that's a part of the reason why people get so excited for going. You never know if you're going to a Basement Yard show and then you're going to be brought on stage and get to like give Frank a hug. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. So yeah, like if them taking away that part of the show would make it very not great.
Yeah, especially for people too who, like, you had a really emotional time when you met Joe.
I did. Everyone.
And
like,
embarrassing. Like, I feel like it's not embarrassing.
I sobbed my eyes out to Joe Santagato.
As you should. I wish I could say the same.
That's fair.
I sobbed my eyes out to him on my TV.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
that's fair.
Win there. But even like that, I feel like it takes away from. Like, I just hope that they understand that they're, like, most of their fans are people who are going to react like you did.
Yeah.
And not grope them. And
I hope that they do know that. I'm sure that they do, because, again, they've been on these shows for a while now. They've been everywhere. You know, they're selling out Madison Square Garden. They know how many people love them and appreciate them for their craft and their humor, rather than, I'm going to say, desperate women out there grabbing their crotch. Like,
yeah, that's so crazy. I wish there was a video of that.
I know. I'm confused how there isn't. I'm not going to lie, because yes, videos are banned, but like, I'm not going to lie, I was taking videos.
I took videos
the whole time at that show. So I'm really surprised that was the one moment that nobody captured.
But that's kind of rare that they say like all videos are prohibited. It's usually just flash.
Yeah, like everyone was taking videos, and it was not an issue at the show. Like, there was security guards everywhere. No one said anything to anyone.
I doubt there's no video. Like, I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it hasn't come to Spotlight. Or maybe it's just not, like, you can't post that or something. Maybe that's under some kind of violation.
Or some people could also just not care.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
very
like,
true.
If I had the video, I wouldn't come out and say I had the video either.
Yeah,
I'm not getting myself involved in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but other people think that might be money for them. That might be news outlets wanting that video. Like,
yeah, but I guess I have more faith in the fact that people are normal.
Yeah, I don't really have too much faith in the fact
like,
that people are normal.
I don't think you or I would post it to like exploit either party.
No,
you know what I mean?
For sure not. But
I
I
show each other and be like, this did happen.
Yeah.
And I probably tell a couple people, but like, we're not gonna go and post and like, for what?
But that's us personally. We would also never allegedly grope Joe Santagato, you know what I mean?
But you can't generalize people like that. Like, there are people like us.
No, for sure. I just think out of everyone that would be there, I am surprised that nobody was in it for the money. But like, again, it is like very big fans, you know. I can't see anyone disliking the Basement Yard and then going there. Like, they do have very strong supporters, you're right. We all have, I feel like, a lot of heart for them. Like, these are our boys.
And like, you can even tell too, the shows are crafted for I don't want to like take it down to long-term viewers, but viewers who at least care enough to know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, even it just goes to show the way they announced the Basement Yard. Remember how they made that whole video of how they chose the name The Basement Yard.
Yeah.
That was like very emotionally touching for us fans.
I cried.
Yeah, it was like his mom being like,
I know.
whatever. And like, I feel like they know that. They know that that's the people that they're putting on the shows for. So I feel like going back to what you said, I hope it doesn't take away from their like interactive part of the show, because I hope that they know that I'm going to go out on a limb and say most of their fans are in it for that.
Yeah, I do agree. Oh, side note, kind of on this topic, but you know how have you seen on TikTok people going through their subscription history and going to like one of their very first YouTubers they followed? I went and I found Sanagato TV that has 0 videos on it now, and I was like, yo, I'm an OG.
Yeah,
I'm an OG. Sanagato TV.
I was thinking about it the other day. How did we discover Joe?
We discovered Joe in elementary school. That's horrible. But through his people on the internet videos, through his, do you remember?
Idiots of the Internet.
Idiots of the Internet, yeah.
I still watch that.
And then we would come to school being like, yo, get a load of this. This is so funny.
Because we even liked Keith, too.
We loved Keith. I still love Keith, but he was such a pivotal part. Because we watched
all those, like, what'd you says? And, like, all those videos. Like, when he used to do videos with his brothers and his sister and stuff. That was my shit.
See, I may not watch every episode of The Basement Yard just because I don't watch too many podcasts. Like, I'll definitely like tone in for a podcast sometimes, but the Sanagato Studios videos, I watch every single one. Like, those kind of go back to his OG videos, it feels like, you know?
Yeah, honestly, for me, I think that I'm the opposite. I don't watch those because it doesn't feel the same as it used to, and it makes me sad. But I do, like, I get into phases with podcasts for sure. Like, I don't love them, as we're doing one. But I don't know, like, I get into phases, but especially for them, it's kind of more like if I'm cooking or something and, like, I just feel like laughing. Like, I feel like I've had a hard day or a long day and I want to laugh. For sure. That's what I'm putting on.
When I need something unserious, which is honestly most of the time, I like keeping my, like, media content and, like, when it comes to entertainment, when I specifically just want to be entertained, I'm putting something lighthearted on. Like, I just want to laugh and relax, you know?
Yeah, like, even if it's me, I find too that I've had, like, when I've had a very bad day, I kind of just like turn everything off and just watch Joe like hit the microphone and Frank like talk about his wife, and then it just is like, I don't know, it makes me feel better.
Yeah, Mox.
More Mox.
Mox.
That's so copyrighted by the. See, but this is what I mean, though. Like, hopefully, well, I was gonna say hopefully, but I'm rather not gonna hear us. But these are the people that love you, Joe. Us, not the people
we
that
love you.
He is a baddie.
What do you mean?
He is a baddie. Like, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, he fine.
Yeah, he fine. But I'm personally not gonna grope him.
Yeah, no, personally me neither. So you're safe from that, Joe.
Yeah, we love you, Joe. And Frank.
All right. Speaking of crazy media content, Sam Pepper's Diwali incident with fireworks. So, do you know anything about that, really? No? Okay. Well, basically, this incident took place on October 20th, 2025, during Diwali celebrations in New Delhi, India. So basically, Sam Pepper, I know you don't know too much about him. He does a lot of pranks and stuff like that on YouTube.
It's still a thing.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? You say still? He is 36 years old. He has been doing this since he was like 20. And I'm
just surprised that pranking videos are still a thing.
Yeah, he's been in the controversial light for a while for a lot of his videos. It's gotten less bad, but in the past he did do a lot that was like very questionable. Well, I guess not in the past, because we're going to talk about what happened on the 20th. So basically, Sam Pepper was filming a fireworks battle with a local group when a firework he launched.
Wait, what does that mean? Because I read what you put down for today's show, but I was just like, what is a fire? Like, what does that mean?
I think they were goofing around, trying to hit each other, but like the people in the group kind of thing, which is obviously not smart. But you know, it's between like everyone who consented to it. So that part, I think, if you actually did it outside of everyone else, the public, then they'd be okay. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. And Sam Pepper reportedly hit an 8-year-old girl in the eye. And after doing that, you could hear people in the background screaming, she's blind, she's blind. And Sam Pepper reported back saying that he did not, in fact, hit her eye. He hit the top of her eyebrow. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think just in general, these prank videos are getting way out of hand. I think that, like, who needs a firework battle? What are we doing?
It's just, you know what? It's interesting for me to see it because I have seen a lot of the celebrations. And you know, like they're having a good time, they're whatever. But
Mhm.
I've seen like pretty unsafe fireworking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like in person. So I don't know. Like I feel like I wouldn't even boil it down to it just being a prank. I think kind of like, unfortunately, it just depends on who's doing it. That it just ends up being
Mhm.
unsafe because like that's the reason. Well, also noise complaints, but there's a lot of cities or like municipalities that have fireworks actually are banned.
Mhm.
Which you know I think Waterloo's not one of them.
Mm.
Which is interesting.
Mm.
Unless I'm wrong. I don't know. But I've like.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about
For
the
some
laws
reason,
for
I
that.
thought that. I'm checking it.
Okay, she's
Because I
looking it
know
up, y'all.
I'm from Brampton, guys, and they're very much banned there.
They're like completely banned in Brampton.
Yeah, but no one actually listens.
Yeah.
But it's just because like, obviously there's a very heavy Indian population, so it's like the celebrations are extravagant.
Yeah.
Like, they shut down roads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it does have to do with noise, but just in life, like just seeing it, I've seen people get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like obviously nobody's trying to do. Well, I don't know, but like I've seen like some like I've seen and like people involved, obviously, like not like really bystanders, but like I've seen people be injured for sure.
Yeah.
By them, like I want to say almost every year.
Yeah. Did you figure out if it's?
Sorry, I got distracted.
You're
Stop
okay.
typing.
She stopped looking up if it was legal.
No, see, they're not banned in Waterloo, which is just so interesting because they're banned in like Brampton, Vaughan, I'm pretty sure. Like they're banned in a bunch of places.
You know what's funny though? I feel like I never see them in Waterloo. I can't remember the last time I seen fireworks.
Well, the other day, I knew it was Diwali because I just know. Like, I know when the time is. Like I'm very familiar with the festival. Is it a festival? Was it classified as a I don't know.
I'm not
but
too
I'm very
sure,
familiar
honestly.
with it, so I know when it is. And I heard the fireworks from my apartment, and my roommates were like, "What the hell was that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Diwali."
It's Diwali. Y'all aren't used to this?
Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, back to the Sam Pepper.
I do think for him, this was a little bit of a stupid move. I think you have to make sure when you are somebody in the spotlight, I'm not even going to say famous because not a million people, or actually I don't know how many followers he has, but
I was just going to say I didn't know who he
yeah,
was,
but he does have, let me just look up quickly. I want to know how many subscribers he has on YouTube real quick. And I know he actually got banned on, was it Twitch he got banned on the other day? Oh no, it was a streaming platform called Kick. I've never heard of that. It's a crypto platform, and they banned him after the incident.
Well,
I think his YouTube channel might be banned as well because I'm not finding him. All I found was like an art. Oh no, 2.3 million subscribers. Yeah. So
for pranks?
yeah, he's been around for a while. When I was
so
young, I
weird.
was a fan of him.
Oh,
Yeah, when I was young.
canceled.
Bye, Serena. Yeah, but no, he as someone with a very big following, and I feel like the following is mainly, I want to say, young, naive men. I feel like you have to be a little bit careful with the content you put out there and the safety of everyone around you, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm honestly trying to wrap my head around the fact that pranks are still a thing. I feel old.
Yeah.
Why does that sound so crazy to me? Am I expired?
Well, it's not our demographic. Like, we're not going to see a lot of pranks on our feed because that's not what we're really interested in.
Yeah, no, but honestly, when I was younger, like, I was never really interested in pranks either, but when I was younger, I used to go on YouTube, and it was like, do you remember Prank vs. Prank?
Oh my god, yes.
Loved them, first of all. Hated the pranks. Loved them, though.
I don't even remember what pranks they did. I just remember loving them.
It was just stupid shit. Sorry, stupid stuff. And it was, like, I don't know, but I was just, like, I used to see it all the time. Like, it was inescapable, and I didn't even like pranks. And now, like, I haven't seen nothing about a prank in a very long time.
See, I think the difference between pranks then and pranks now is, like prank versus prank. I'm pretty sure theirs was like stuff like, oh, putting toothpaste in my girlfriend's shampoo. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
stuff
but
like that.
Regardless, though, like, I'm just generalizing, I guess. But, like, because I also am having trouble understanding how a firework battle is even a prank. What is it? What?
Me too. A lot of his ideas, I feel like, are more, let's have fun and do this silly thing and kind of call it a prank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel with him. That's what he does.
Interesting.
So I guess the real questions for this one here, first one being, why does influencer culture keep escalating stunts for views? So why do you think every year, like I was saying before, prank videos used to be, you know, putting toothpaste in my girlfriend's shampoo. Why do you think now they're such a serious and like dramatic thing?
Honestly, I don't think they're real.
What
Like,
do you mean?
I don't think the pranks are real. I think they're entirely staged.
You think so?
Yes. I've always thought that. Well, even like then, because like you said, like you had that Sam and Colby.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk? Like, do you want? Because I was gonna use that as an example. Do you want to just give a little refresher on that?
Sure. So I was just gonna. Oh, I was just gonna refer to the Sam and Colby situation of 2015 when Sam Pepper, who was actually in it, released a video titled something like "Killing My Best Friend Prank," in which Colby appears to be killed in front of. Ooh, I don't know how to say his last name.
Sam Goldback.
Yeah, in front of Sam Goldback. There's two Sams in this situation, so it gets confusing, the story. So basically the scenario, their car is stopped, they're kidnapped, tied up on a rooftop. A masked guy fires a gun at Colby. Sam pleads, screams, visibly upset. Then Colby reveals it was a prank. A lot of people, there was a lot of backlash saying that it was cruel and vile. And honestly, after watching the video, like, I understand it could be completely staged. And they came out afterwards saying it was. But that was after all the backlash. And, like, I don't know. He looked so, like, that's how I would react if that happened to us, kind of thing.
Yeah, but he knows that. I believe it was fake too. There's no way. First of all, I've just never believed in any pranks. I think they're all staged. I think it's all stupid. Sorry. But like it's hard to explain because they were a lot younger at the time. They had a very small following.
That was like 10 years ago. So
yeah, and like I've been watching them for a very long time, and when I started watching them, I watched all their old videos because I just like couldn't get enough. I need to watch all of it. And there's no part of me that believes that in any way Sam thought that wasn't fake. Yeah. Even if he wasn't in on it, there is no way that he didn't know that was a prank. Like, if you just see the shit that they would do, it's just not, like, no, I don't think it was real at all.
Well, I was never, like, a crazy fan, so I never watched them. That was the only prank video that I watched because it was under such scrutiny. And in it, it just seems like if I was him, I definitely get what you're saying. Like, he should know how his friends are. Like, you should know that this is a prank. But at the same time, like, they were just getting, like, very famous at that point.
Yeah, and what can they do to make themselves even more famous? They said in that podcast they gained like 100,000 followers from that.
Yeah. Like, well, that was the first time I really not heard about them. I knew who they were, but like first time I cared.
Yeah, like they knew that was gonna get them. They said in that podcast that is like it's like the first video that comes up when you search it up. They were like, we saw Sam Pepper. We were like, holy shit, that guy's big. Like, we're whatever. Let's try and do a collab with him. And they decided to do a collab. That was a collab they decided to do. They knew what it would get. I watched the video too. It is so unbelievably fake. Like, you're telling me.
Yeah, I didn't think so when I watched it.
Look at how properly it's filmed. You're telling me there was a tripod directly in front of him and he wouldn't think that that's fake? Like, even if he wasn't involved?
The mask was on when he realized that it was fake. Well, I'm going to say, like, not when he realized it was fake. In the video, when he appears, like, he realizes that this is a prank, that's when his mask comes off. The mask is on the entire time before.
No, it's not. I just watched it. That's when Colby's mask comes off, is when he tells him it's a prank. Sam's doesn't have a mask because he can... The whole point is that he's seeing it happen.
So I guess you are right. What's his tripod say?
Yeah, like I don't believe, I never have believed in pranks, but that one especially, like when you brought it up to me, I watched it. It's not, and I just know the nature of their videos. That was not real. Like that is just not real.
Do you think that they were expecting the backlash for it too? Like, do you think that was kind of part of their plan as well? That everyone's going to be like, how dare you do this to your friend?
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity. That's why you know who they are. Like, that's the thing. That's just as easy as it is. It doesn't matter if they like you or not. That's how they gain. They said like whenever that podcast was, I'm actually not sure when it was filmed, but Sam comes out and he says that like that is still one of the biggest things, like the most attention. I want to say there's a proper word for it, but I don't remember. That they've gotten from something. Yeah. Was that like that quickly?
Yeah. So another question, do you think it's like people should do that? Do you think it's worth it, like, to make those big dramatic?
Like, to each their own, honestly. Whatever you think you're capable of doing that would work, like, go ahead, as long as it's not actually harming anyone, which it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no part of that could be real. Yeah.
I think under the lens that was fake, I think it's honestly a very smart media move to make.
Course it is.
Yeah, because
it's the thing that's like what can get me the most attention. Unfortunately, it's usually bad. But
Yeah.
if it's bad, you're probably going to get more attention than you would if it were good, which is like a sad truth, but it's a truth nonetheless.
I'm surprised that they actually came out afterwards and said it wasn't real, like for that reason. Because I feel like when you have that question up in the air, that makes people like investigate, eyes on you for so much longer. Even though they did get like a lot of popularity from that, like I'm surprised that they did in the end say that it was a prank. Maybe the backlash was getting so bad that it was like people wouldn't watch kind of thing.
Honestly, what I heard out of Sam was that because they said that to prepare for it, Sam, you know, he like made himself cry on command for a bunch of for like a couple weeks, like tried his best. He said that the half an hour before they filmed it, he sat in the car alone, like listening to sad music, trying to put himself into the mental state that Colby was about to get kidnapped. Which is like,
imagine having to prepare to feel like I died. Imagine like having to like, knock on wood.
Like, yeah, like he said, he was like, I sat there and Colby was like, yeah, like he was like convincing himself I was gonna die. And I was
my god.
Okay, like, but whatever. I think people excuse me. I think people got a lot of like they got a lot of attention to it from people because like everybody, first of all their fans, especially at the time, knew how close friends they actually were. So I think that they knew that those were their fans, and they knew that anybody who talks about them who, you know, like might not know a lot about them, if they talk about them to someone who is a fan, what's the first thing the fan's gonna say? They're best friends. Yeah. And then it's gonna make that video even more like, oh wow, what a good, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I think it was just a smart move. It worked. Yeah. Obviously they have millions of followers now. Like they've also been, I just also think it's a little silly to think about these things because, like, they have both been arrested.
Really?
Sam also broke his back in an investigation.
Ouch.
Yeah, like, they've done such stupid stuff that
they're very wild people.
Yeah, and, like, obviously, you know, they make ghost investigation videos. You know, who knows what's real and what's not and whatever. But their videos before that were just breaking into abandoned places.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, they've been arrested. I'm pretty sure they've been arrested once, but they've been, like, chased by cops and stuff a million times. And, like, obviously, who knows if that's real. But I find that to be the most, like, crazy thing that could be talked about them. Like, I find the whole prank thing a little, like, silly. They've literally been arrested.
See, I think
for a video.
The thing about them getting arrested is, like, usually it's for, like, a very small crime. Like, them breaking into abandoned buildings and stuff like that. And they have more than enough money to get them off scot-free. No,
for sure. But the thing is, like, it's also, they're that much more, like, I feel like authorities would be that much more irritated by them because allegedly they've gotten into trouble for this so many times now.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
It gets to a point where it's going to bother anyone.
Yeah, you know for sure. I feel like they do travel a lot for it too, so it's like, it's not like they're hitting the same spot all the time, so it's going to keep them out of that, like, wow, look how much you do this kind of lens.
Yeah, but then again, they're also in the public eye. One search could show what
they
do.
For sure.
Especially back in the day. Like, now their videos are a production, and, you know, they do say that they're not allowed to be in these places, but I kind of doubt it because they're such a production, it's just not possible to not be seen. Yeah. But their old videos, like in, I want to say 2019, stuff like those years back in the day, it was like they would run through like an abandoned water park and Sam would be filming with like a little shitty Canon camera. They didn't have any equipment yet. That's the stuff that I thought was the most real.
Well, those were the things that I remember when I was young. I loved like abandoned video, abandoned building videos. I can't speak. Anyways, yeah, so I knew them for that a bit, but I was never like, I didn't consistently watch them. They'd come up on my feed and stuff.
Yeah, like, I've seen every video they've ever put out.
And see, ghost videos, I'm okay with you lying a bit. I know you're gonna lie.
Yeah, like, but it's entertaining.
Give me a little something. Make me be like, what was that? Yeah, like, you know.
I fuck with it. I know it's not real. Like, you know what's so funny? My friend called me a hypocrite one time because I was like, oh, I don't like reality shows. They're so stupid. They're not real, whatever. And she was like, you watch ghost hunting videos. And I was like, shut up.
Well, I'd say it's kind of the same thing. I love reality TV. But I do know that it's all fake. I've done like many essays about that and stuff.
Well, yeah, and it's also kind of unfair because it's kind of our whole what we've been doing for the last 4 years religiously. Yeah. Like, kind of not fair. But she was like,
it's our major.
She was full on like, no, it's real. She was specifically talking about Love Island, and she was like, it's real. And I was like, baby girl, no, it's not. And like, whatever. She got like. And then she kind of switched up what she was saying, and like I don't know, we could have misunderstood. We were also under the influence, so like could have misunderstood each other. But regardless, it ended up, it was funny because she ended up calling me a hypocrite. She was like, every time I walk into your room, you're watching a ghost hunting video, and you're gonna talk about how you're all high and mighty because you don't like Love Island. And I was like, damn, you're right, kind of.
I think there's a difference between, see, I watch it again knowing that it's all fake, but it kind of makes it more fun for me. I like thinking about it in two different ways. Like, you know me, I'm absolutely obsessed with Drag Race. Like, that's my favorite show. And when I watch it, I can watch it and be like, oh my God, that girl is such a villain. But then I'm also thinking, well, I know that production made her. Yeah, like, of course they wrote that in. And a lot of it, too, isn't, like, it's not scripted, no, but it's just taking bits and pieces and mushing them together. They call it, I think, Frankensteining. Yeah, they Frankenstein it.
For sure, no, for sure. Like, obviously there is some sort of craftsmanship there. Like, you obviously have to still put it together into an episode that's entertaining. I just, like, my thing about reality TV is just, it's just so, like, I hate the way it sounds. I hate how hard they try and make it real because everyone knows it's not. Just accept it. You know what I mean? Like, don't pretend it's real when we all know that it's not.
See, my thing is everyone wants their moment when they're on reality TV. That's why they're going to do the most to make it dramatic, make it, I don't want to say feel real because no part of reality TV makes it feel real. It's not. But they do it in such a way that's like, I know this isn't real, but there's a lot of drama and it's really entertaining. And again,
and I'm not taking away from that for sure. I just don't like, I don't even know, how did we even get to this conversation?
I don't know.
I was just gonna say I just don't like reality TV. I find it annoying.
I hear you.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I love it. And
except for Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum is too
don't
good.
play with me. I love
Don't
that show.
play with me. Don't even play with me.
Okay, moving on to, I mean, from whatever that obsession. I don't even know how we got there. I wanted to talk about the like whole Jays being in the World Series thing, the whole culture of sports and stuff. And I don't know, I just had a couple questions. Like, first of all, do you care about any sports? Like, have you ever sat down and watched any game?
I have, but you know me, I'm not an avid sports person. I enjoy watching a game with people and stuff, like, as like just something to do. The only sport I really watch is UFC. Anything else, I'm not too in touch with.
Okay. And sorry, if I'm not mistaken, you watched UFC. I almost said UFC because it was like a thing that like seemed fun. Like, you knew a lot of people that did it, and it's like a group thing every time it's on, right? Like, because I remember, I feel like we were talking about that at some point. Because I think we were like, why is it always such a huge watch party?
Well, no, we were actually talking about this not a couple weeks ago because I was saying that I'm envious of men because men.
That's our conversation a lot.
Yeah, we're very envious of men. No, but I am because when you're a man, most of your boys are there for the game, you know, especially with UFC. Like the other day, my roommate's friend, he invited us all to go watch UFC at his house. Mind you, she told me late in the day, so it was literally over by the time she told me. Fake. Yeah. I know, but they already had that plan set up. They were already gonna watch UFC when I was doing everything to figure out how I could watch it with them because the girls weren't too interested. No one else was interested except for me.
So my question kind of roots from just really seeing how much sports brings people together in such a crazy way. Like, I feel like this is gonna sound, I don't know if this is gonna sound pick me, but I feel like sports is one thing that no matter what happens, no matter what state the world in, no matter what, you know, developments to life or culture or whatever, I feel like sports is the one thing that like brings people together. And like, obviously not necessarily in a fantastic way. Like, has been obviously many scandals in sports, but I think the whole just like simply watching sports brings people together like so crazy. Like, it's just it's just such a crazy concept. Like, have you noticed that the bars here, like nightclub bars dancing, are putting tables out and like stopping music, stopping mic nights because the Jays game is on, like on a Monday.
Yeah, dude, I was on Friday, went to the pub with my roommates, and it was like, it was not empty, it was full, but everybody had a booth and stuff.
And they're all wearing Jays shirts because, like, it's also just a lot, too. Well, like, it is a big deal. Like, they are in the World Series. It is a big deal, and I get that. But it's just crazy, the immediate marketing and, you know, like, everything that comes with it. Like, even at I have a cottage in a very small town. They were marketing $2 beers, pub for the Jays game.
Well, even, dude, people are paying, like, $2,000 for these tickets. Like, It is
And
absolutely an insane thing. And it's from people I've never heard talk about sports in their life. I'm like, and you're trying to get a $2,000 ticket?
That is one of the craziest parts of it to me.
Yeah.
People, well, okay, I don't want to generalize, but everyone I know, like, I've been to Jays game. The only Jays games I've been to are because I saw that the tickets were like $80. So I was like, oh my God, they're so cheap. It's something fun to do. Let's go. That's the only time I hear people want to go, like, other than avid baseball fans, people who just simply like going to sports games. Like, I go for Looney Dog night.
Well, it's the same thing as, like, I know this is a lot bigger of a thing, but like the Super Bowl, I don't care about football.
See, football is different though. Football has just gone huge like step up from what, like, there's always been a lot of avid football fans in college. In the US, college football has always been huge.
This is very true. Even high school football is pretty important in the US.
Yeah, but even baseball, you could say the same thing about baseball. Like, people have always loved the MLB, but I'm just like, for the Jays specifically, like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of, and this might just be the people I surround myself with, but like, I feel like the people I always usually talk to, are like, they like football, or they like hockey, or they like soccer, or whatever. And I just feel like I've never seen so many people who, like you said, never talked about baseball before.
Yeah.
So, like, we need to watch it. We need to have 75 people here. We need to watch it. We need to go to this restaurant because they have this deal, and we have to get our Blue Jays shirts. And it was literally a prime example of it, because I was like, hey, let's go to the Jays game, or let's go watch the Jays game at, like, whatever restaurant it was. And I said, oh, look, $5 pints if you're wearing a Blue Jays shirt.
Yeah.
I don't have a Blue Jays shirt.
Me neither.
Like, I don't know. And it also got me thinking about, like, how patriotic people end up being about their city. And, like, I know I was telling you this before, but I saw a TikTok a couple days ago. And it was a girl who very clearly moved cities. Like, I'm pretty sure she moved to the US. I could be wrong. But regardless, she moved out of Toronto. And the video is her just sitting in front of the camera, dead ass, just calling people out for not being patriotic about their city. Really? She was like, I live and breathe Toronto. And I was pretty sure she was like,
I am Toronto.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she was wearing like a Jays hat or like a Leafs jersey or something like that. And she was just like, I live and breathe my city. You moved. And like, it's just
clearly you don't like your city that much.
Yeah, and like, she was just like, oh, how can you people like, and her whole premise of the video was being like, moving has really shown me that people don't really care about their city. And I'm like, but this just started because the Blue Jays got into the World Series. Now nobody cares about their city. It's crazy. Like, I don't know, the effect that them getting into, like, good for them. Hell yeah. Bieber, hot man.
Bieber?
Have you seen him?
No.
Oh my God. Guys, sorry, I have to show her. He's so sexy.
Ooh.
And, like, even me, girls, I don't fuck with baseball guys. Like, not usually my thing.
We like them hockey boys.
Yeah. This guy, sexy man.
Let's hear it.
Okay, well, this is awkward. He looks hotter. Okay, he kind of looks like Riley Green.
Oh, now she's trying to justify it.
No, I'm trying to click on the picture, but it won't let me. Like, hot.
You know what's funny? I actually did see him the other day.
On the TV.
And I was like...
When everybody was watching for the first time in God knows how long.
And I was like, who is this bad boy?
And no, he's fine as hell. He's super hot.
He's fine.
I also just, I don't know, like, the whole thing is just so interesting to me. Like, I love seeing the way people act, like, when when their teams make it places. Like, it's just so cool to see how it brings people together. Like, even though I'm like, oh, you don't even like the Jays, you only like them because of this. It is really cool to see how, like, it does bring people together.
Well, that's my thing about it. Like, I hate just, like, repeating myself, but yeah, I love the idea of getting together and watching a game. And I really liked how the Jays was bringing everyone together and doing that, because again, it doesn't happen in a female friend group a lot, but something like the Jays is so wide and like so the viewership's so broad that it's everybody. And same with the Super Bowl. When we went last year, we all hung out, we all had food, drinks and stuff and watched the Super Bowl. I love things like that.
Yeah,
but I couldn't tell you what happened at the Super Bowl. I can't completely
forgot. I don't understand football. It's interesting to me too though, because like, for example, my apartment, we don't like baseball. We never really watched unless it was something like this, but like we usually watch the Leafs. We are all Italian, so whenever Italy's in the cup, we watch that too. We're very like go Italy, you know what I mean? So we have had, like, I remember I think it was the some sort of cup. I don't remember which one it was in first year. And one of my roommates came home to me and my other roommate literally standing in front of the wall that we had her projector playing the soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just standing there with our hands on our hearts, just singing the Italian national anthem.
I just want everyone to know she just looked at me and did it. She just had her hand on her heart. She looked pretty patriotic there. I can't lie.
I was actually doing it for her. Yeah. But don't tell her. Anyway, no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where this conversation was really going, but I just like wanted to talk about how crazy it is that like something, I don't want to say small because obviously it's huge, it's the World Series.
But in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it's just like it took one win. Bro, I was not watching before. No, now I've seen every one of their games. Like I know they lost yesterday.
It has been talked about Saturday. In like every single one of my classes since this all started. Like,
and it's just like the Leafs, for example, like everyone has always loved the Leafs, even though I like the Leafs too, but they do suck.
Sorry, Leafs.
Yeah, Mitch Marner's hot though, and Matthew Nyes. But anyways,
we're talking about a lot of attractive men in this podcast today.
Athletes are so hot. I can't. Well, anyway, because of Joe too.
Yeah, Joe.
He's the hottest because he's funny.
We love Joe.
No, but like it's interesting to see how it differs from baseball because the Leafs, even though they suck, have always been like people have always been like, oh, Leafs game. I've always gone to Krabby Joe's for $5 pints.
Yeah,
guys, get them $5 Canadians. Anyway, like that's always been a huge thing, even when they literally never win.
Yeah,
and everyone's always loved the Leafs, and like even the tailgates, like when the games aren't in Toronto, people go and like the tailgate tickets are free, and people love going to that. Like that's always been a huge thing. But I think that's also just Canadian heritage, like. Yeah. It's hockey at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's a given that's going to be huge. But even, like, for example, the Raptors and the Jays, I feel like they've gotten a lot of buzz in the last couple of years. And it's just really interesting to see how, like, I've seen their games and I don't give a shit about baseball. Like, sorry for anyone who likes baseball. I honestly just don't get it and it's too long.
I think there's also, like, a sense of, like, community in it, too. That's the big thing. Like, sense of belonging. Like, as much as everyone has their own personal identity, you have the identity of where I am from, like heritage and where you live. So I think it's a big thing. Like, you know how everyone is like, I'm proud to be Canadian. I'm like, you know, patriotic. Like,
yeah, it's just it's cool too because like obviously like I think Canadians, especially in recent political times, have been very like, go Canada, we love Canada. I'm so happy to be Canadian, whatever. But I think a lot of that has always stemmed from sports. Yeah. And it's like, how would people feel about their, like, cities or countries or whatever without sports? I feel like they wouldn't really care.
I feel like there would be something to replace it, though. I feel like if it wasn't
but like what?
sports, it would be like in the Hunger Games, how, like, Capital One is, like, making jewelry and stuff like that. It would be like that.
Okay, if it wasn't sports, what would you want it to be?
I mean, not the Hunger Games.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that one. Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but I feel like we also have, like, other cultures have other things, like the way they dress, like traditional wear, like stuff like that. It's, like, different things that signify this is where I belong and this is where I'm from. Like, we have more than just sports, too. You get some poutine, that's Canadian right there, you know?
Yeah, for sure, but I don't know, because I also find it, like, it's not always where people are from the team they support, though. Like, you also have to think about that. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. No, I just wanted to say, though, like, it's not always where people are from. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people who their favorite team is nothing. Like, they're, like, American, and their favorite team is Canadian, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just interesting. Like it's like patriotic and like whatever. Like I like the Leafs because they're from Toronto. Like I don't know. I don't really care that much about hockey, but like I'll watch the Leafs play. Yeah. But I don't care enough to have a different team for like this player is so good and
no, you know? Yeah. See, it's hard for me to put too much input on it because again, I'm not a crazy sports fan, but that's why I'm trying to relate it to other things like. Not to sound diva, but Drag Race, you know, like I'm very for like I'll be like, oh, I love this queen and I'm rooting for her up until the end. I think it's just like when people have their interests, you feel very passionate about something.
Yeah, for sure. Like I definitely see other things that have that kind of passion, but I'm just like my whole point, I guess, is that sports, like a lot of the times, it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you are. You know, if you like the same team as the person next to you, you're automatically friends, especially in like a setting in which there's a game on. Like you're just automatically in with the group. And I feel like with other things like small, like for example Drag Race, like it's kind of not fair to compare it to, not, I don't want to say not fair, but it's kind of, I feel like it doesn't do it justice if you compare it to something like that, because that's in the whole grand scheme of things. Compared to sports, Drag Race is minuscule.
Well, for sure.
You know what I mean?
But that's just because there's a way bigger following of sports and stuff. I think that's just because generationally sports have been this huge thing.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I just always have found it very interesting how, like, no matter what, like, and obviously there's been so many sports scandals too, but sports for some reason is one thing that's, population just keeps growing and growing and growing. I've never seen sports be not important to, like, so many people.
I guess it's a way to, like, I don't want to compare it to being political, but it's a way to be political in not such a serious way. Like, when you have your, like, sports teams that you like, you have your opinions on it, you know, you have your beliefs, and, like, especially when you meet somebody who is a fan of, like, your enemy team, that's immediately your enemy and stuff like that. Like,
well, I was also gonna say too, sorry, this is, like, kind of has to do with it, but I was also gonna say, how much of it do you think is just because betting has become a thing recently?
That is a very, very good question that I've never thought of.
Right, and I have, like, I don't know, an example that happened literally on the weekend. I had a friend who didn't really care about baseball, and, like, yeah, like, super, like, Toronto, whatever, but not enough to, like, be watching the game and looking at the stats every 10 seconds, you know what I mean? And then I said to him, I was like, why do you care so much? Like, yeah, they're in the World Series, but, like, there's got to be something more than that.
Yeah.
And it's because they were betting.
Yeah, that makes... Well,
so I wonder how much of it is because they're betting.
That's probably actually, like, a good part of it that I never thought about that. Kudos to you.
Thanks, Queen. But it's because I bet.
See, I've never bet on sports or anything like that. Maybe once, and it was, like, my sister being like, what do you want to bet on? And I was like, I don't know. Here's $5. Throw it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But it's a really good point, because my sister, she loves hockey. She loves the Leafs. She'll watch, like, every game. But she has been such an avid fan since she started betting on it. Now it is, like, because that's your money at stake. You're sitting down and you're watching the results. You don't want to look up after if you lost your money. No, you want to see in the moment if you did or not.
Yeah, and I feel like it also has come out, like, my opinion on betting is, like, it's kind of all over the place, like, but that's a conversation for a different time. But I do think that one of the perks of betting is, like, obviously you bet, like, when you make parlays and stuff, you're not betting, it's not like you're just simply betting on who's gonna win, you know what I mean? Like, you're betting on a player to get a certain amount of points,
very specific things,
a certain amount of, like, shots on net or whatever. And it's just, I don't know, I think a plus to betting is people actually pay attention to the individual players. Like, I think they're getting recognition that I feel like they deserve, more than just, like, the whole, okay, your team won.
I get what you mean. There's a lot of eyes on not one person, but individually, there's
a lot of eyes on them. They're people. You know what I mean?
They're
like,
people.
I don't know. Like, 'cause I feel like
us with JoJo Siwa.
For real. I feel like a lot of time, and I'm guilty of it too. If, like, I don't know, like, the Maple Leafs are just the Maple Leafs. Like, individually, I know, like, 4 players, and I only know their names because they're hot. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, good for them. Like, at least people who are betting care about them.
No, it's true. You actually have to, and it's not like you can just watch one game and bet on that one game. Like, you gotta kind of see their patterns and stuff like that. You gotta get to know their player type.
And it's also too, like, then that ties in, I think the same people who like sports because they bet on sports are also the same people who care that much about sports because they have fantasy leagues.
Yeah, that's
a big thing, which also makes you pay a lot of attention to a player individually.
I couldn't tell you how a fantasy league works. I know they pick, like, different people from, is it from different teams? And they kind of make their own, like, no idea. Okay,
honestly, I do know, though.
We're going to look up what's fantasy sports.
Oh, God, this is going to be like when we chat GPT'd football for dummies on the Super Bowl. We still don't know how it works. But I know that it still does cause individual attention to certain players.
Yeah,
so I feel like, I don't know, like, good for them.
Well, like, again, they have to see their stats. They have to watch, like, their performance, you know, see the patterns that they have.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, just shout out. Like, I'm so proud of them for being in parlays.
Good job, guys.
God.
Fantasy sports work by having participants create virtual teams of real professional athletes who compete against each other based on their statistical performance in actual games.
Sorry, I lied. I do. Okay, yeah, I didn't. I needed to explain, but I get it.
No, yeah,
because there's be a lot of jokes where, because a lot of guys I know in their friend groups, they'll have a punishment for whoever loses fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll like I said, super pay attention to the games
Mm-hmm.
because they have bets on that small person.
So are there bets in fantasy ones, like, again, like you said, like they're gonna do this however many times, like blah blah
I'm
blah.
assuming it's something like that because I think them just winning like wouldn't be as entertaining.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I'll hear my brother always be like, "Oh, like this guy's fantasy is
Mhm.
losing. He's gonna have to go do the naked mile or something." So
Oh
I think
no,
it's just
not
like
the naked.
I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm an alcoholic.
We should do fantasy sports, but knowing nothing about the, like, we should just have
I
like
wanted to
names in
do
a
that.
hat and like.
I wanted to do that. I asked my brother if I could be in on it, and he said no because like if I won, they would be so cheesed. And I was like, "Okay, that's fair."
That's
like,
fair because they actually care about it.
'cause they
a lot,
care about
but
it,
it
and,
seems
like,
like
they,
a fun thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see. This is
Should
guys.
we make a fantasy team?
This sounds really bad, but this is why we're envious of men.
We're really envious of
What
men.
girl do you know who has a fantasy league?
I know.
I don't know any except for us in a week.
I know, except
Watch
for us
it, guys.
tonight.
Wait for it.
We're gonna win.
Sorry, I was just gonna say too. Complete side, not side note, but like doesn't have to do. It's not important.
Mm-hmm.
I literally before we came to film this today, I was checking when the Jays game started.
I didn't
Which
even
is
realize
something
there
I've
was
never
another one
done.
today until I went on Instagram and it was like, you want to come to the bar and watch the Jays game.
You know what's funny? I was gonna ask if you wanted to go to the bar to watch the Jays.
We're going to the bar to watch the Jays game, guys.
Fire.
Hey.
Anyways, I don't know. That was my little sport rant. I just thought that I was thinking that to myself all weekend. I was apart from Serena, and I really was excited to be able to be like, so, what do you think about this?
Yeah, when we're apart, we have a lot to discuss, even
Yeah.
for like a day.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking on the misconception of women not caring about sports, we'll talk about what people are calling the Super Bowl for women, the Victoria's Secret fashion show. So I know we both said that we did not watch the whole fashion show, but we do have some notes to talk
It was
about.
actually the first year I've never seen it.
Really?
just
You
'cause
watch
I
it
don't
every
have-
year?
Yeah, I love it. Oh my god. But also, it makes me sad watching it because then I get sad that I don't look like that.
You know what? That actually ties us perfectly into what we're going to talk about
That's
because
true, actually.
so Quinlan Blackwell, she's a TikTok creator and model. So she was put in the 2025 Victoria's Secret fashion show, and it sparked a little bit of online debate. Thing number one, people are a little upset that now instead of using like supermodels, they're using influencers. Mind you, Quinlan is a gorgeous, gorgeous girl,
She is a baddie.
but she is also 5'3". And I saw a lot of people talking in the comments about how like they kind of understand why there are these rules on supermodels and stuff, like why you have to be over 5'9" and stuff like that. Because thing number one, she did look a little squished on the runway. She did look small, even though she was wearing heels and stuff. And they didn't do her justice. Did you see her outfit?
No, I didn't see anybody's though.
Let me
There.
just quickly show you her outfit. Okay, so this is her vlog, I'm pretty sure. Let's go.
She's a baddie.
She is a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. Look at what they put her in.
What? Wait, I can't really see that well.
So, first of all, we'll start with, like, the top. So, you notice how she has, like, the pink bikini on, but then the black bra underneath that's completely shown.
Yeah, I thought that was just what it looked like.
No. So, that's, like, them trying to keep it a tiny bit modest, because she does have, like, fuller features.
Yeah.
So, in as much as they're pretty much naked on a Victoria's Secret runway, they still want to keep it good enough for TV and stuff like that. But people have a lot of issues with this because not only did they make it like bright black and like not make it her skin tone so it could hide a bit. Wait till you see the wings that they put this girl in. Look at those tiny, tiny wings. You can't even see them on her.
I literally can't see them.
And like, I think this was just a good example of like, again, she is a gorgeous girl, but great example of like why you can't just put influencers in any part of the media. It's like if you have enough following, they'll put you somewhere.
Yeah, I honestly hate the whole influencer thing, but I feel like we talked about this last time.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know. I just like, what are you really doing?
See, I think she's actually a very positive influencer. She's very like, she doesn't care about how she looks that much, which sounds weird because she's a model, but like she's very funny, very like.
Okay, but I do want to say though, what's your take on like, because supermodels, like obviously, yeah, like they're all conventionally they're skinny girls.
Mhm.
They're not very like they are like Their faces are definitely interesting looking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole, like, being a model thing.
Yeah.
But they do, like, have to work hard to look. They don't just look like that. You know what I
No,
mean? So I don't,
absolutely
and,
not.
like, I don't know, like, what's your take on, because has anyone said that, oh, like, because she obviously isn't built like all the other, she
Yeah.
doesn't mean she's not gorgeous. She's just not built like all the other Victoria's Secret models that you
Yeah.
usually see. What's your, like, has anyone said anything about that? Because, like,
Well, yeah, that's why I immediately started with saying her height and stuff because that was a big, really big one.
well, that's not something they can control.
I know it's not something that they can control, but it is like the look of it. Like, as much as obviously she's in very, very good shape, Quinn. As much as she's in very good shape and can do the most that she could, it's like, not that I'm saying that she doesn't fit in the model category. It's just like with a Victoria's Secret runway, that is a very, very professional runway. It is a huge thing, as you know.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's okay a little bit to have people who are like, it's kind of out of reach to look like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, too, like, this also, you know, you could say for either side. Like, oh, well, that doesn't give women who don't look like that an outlet. But it also, like, them looking like that gives women who do look like that an outlet. They're very tall most of the time. They're very, very tall, like, which it's fair to say that it's a general thing that most men don't want tall women.
Yeah.
Most men don't want women that are that skinny. Like, and okay, obviously not like what men want, but you know, like, what I'm trying to say is it gives them a platform too. I feel like, and I feel like that kind of, I don't know, like, obviously the whole only skinny, tall, blonde women being models is not, like, ideal, but then again, where else are they gonna go?
No, for sure. And I also have to say that, like, a lot of these models too aren't like, I want to say, not the most conventionally attractive
like,
people.
models
Like,
have
they
to be
have
like, for lack of
unique faces.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for lack of a better term, they're weird looking.
They are a bit,
like,
yeah.
And that's their outlet. And like this girl that we're talking about right now, she's just a baddie.
That's the thing.
I don't find her weird looking at all.
No, I know. That's why there was a lot of. I even saw something the other day. A girl from my work in the summer, she posted it on Instagram. Like, it was a pretty aggressive post. I didn't love it, but like, I got the message behind it. It was like basically her saying, "No, I don't want to see girls that look like me on that runway. I want to see things that I could
saw somebody
never
say that.
ever reach." And like, it is a little bit of like, again, I do think models in the world should be very accommodating. It should be from size 1 to plus sizes and stuff like that. But I do think, again, the Victoria's Secret runway is a special kind of event and a special kind of show.
Yeah, and it's also just like okay, I don't want to say historical, but like,
I was gonna say traditional.
So,
It's a very traditional. Well, it's like the Playboy. You're not gonna put like different kind. You know, the kind of women that go on Playboy. You know, you're not gonna spice that up the most.
For sure, but I do think an example like Playboy is a little different though, because they do have like more like different from each other looking women than like the fashion show would.
For sure.
But I get what you're saying. Like, I do get what you mean.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, the whole, going back to just, like, set aside, regardless of the way she looks, of who looks, like, whatever, not important, her just being an influencer, like, if that's the only reason she was invited to walk the runway, that's crazy to me.
Well, see, that's my big point here, I think, as well, that, like, so many influencers are getting these huge opportunities, which, again, they did work for those opportunities. They're there for a reason. It's not like she was like, you put me in the Victoria's Secret runway now or I die.
Yeah, like,
you know?
What did she do?
But see, that's the thing. And I feel like maybe we should be putting them in different kinds of spotlights and making them focus on different kinds of things that could maybe help the world, you know?
Yeah, and like, that's what I'm saying too. That goes back to my whole, like, models don't just look like that. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Like, they'd obviously, I don't care who you are. It takes a bit. It takes dedication and, like, what's the word? I don't remember the word, but it takes, like, effort to look like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's, I don't know, I feel like my take on it, which is just my opinion, but I think that putting an influencer in this just for the sake of them being an influencer takes away from the work that the models actually do to, like, be in that position.
I 1,000,000% agree, and, like, I think that's, like, my kind of whole point on this. Like, these girls went from, like, modeling agency to modeling agency to modeling agency and work so hard to eventually get their, probably, I don't want to say their biggest dream, but I can't, like, as a model, being on a Victoria's Secret runway is
probably like,
you have huge
it's the female Super Bowl.
It is the female Super Bowl. Yeah, it is a huge accomplishment. So it is kind of like, what did Quinn really do for that? Again, a gorgeous girl, but she didn't go through the years of rigorous auditioning and probably horrible feedback until...
I was gonna say, can you imagine how traumatizing that would be?
Oh, for sure. I've seen, like, obviously I don't know how it actually is. I've never done, like, a model audition, but, like, I see the videos and they'll straight up be like, no, your legs are too fat. No, your face is too fat. Like, stuff like that.
And then they're literally, like, not even...
And they're literally
skinny. I
wouldn't
even put that word in the realm of their existence.
I know, but it's just, like, they say stuff like that, so it's, like, it's kind of skipped the line. It's not my favorite. Again, I do think that she has a good platform, and I think she puts out some positive things, especially just, I think she's a good example for women, for sure, but I don't think influencers should be taking on jobs that are not for them.
Well, I even see too, like, there was a whole thing, I don't know the exact details, but I know there's a couple influencers in the Sports Illustrated runway walk show, something, I don't remember what it was, and I don't know, like, even that sparked the same kind of conversation too, like, it was like, I don't remember what the influencers were, but they were just in Sports Illustrated, and everybody, like, that got completely different backlash, like, that was like, oh my god, I can't believe these, like, normal girls are in these things, like, walking runways, like, normal women. They kept being like, normal women? What is normal about an influencer? Like, what are we talking about, right? Put me in the show.
I am a normal woman.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
That would actually be so, I would trip.
No, I completely hear you. It's hard to refer to, like, and that's the thing about Quinn. A lot of people who are fighting against her backlash, not her backlash, but, like, just people disagreeing with her being on the runway, a lot of her fans are being like, you know, well, it's nice to see someone who doesn't have these crazy expectations and blah, 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 blah. First of all, yes, she does. Have you seen her? Oh my god.
Like, nobody looks like that. What do you mean?
Nobody looks like that. Second of all, like, it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like, let it go. That's not a normal, it's not a body like yours. Exactly. That's my point. It's not, they're trying to put her in this category of being like every other girl, and unfortunately she's not. She has millions and millions of fans. She's not like every other girl.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I feel like nobody can show what it's like to be every other girl unless you are every other girl.
Yeah, no.
Like, only we get it for real.
Only we get it for real, and probably everyone listening to this.
Yeah. No.
All right, guys. I think that ends our conversation. Let's recap everything we went through today. What did we talk about? The Joe Santagato allegations, still wild.
Yep.
Sam Pepper incident, also still wild. Yep. Sam and Colby, less wild now that we talked about it. And oh yeah, Jay's being patriotic. That was a big one.
Just sports in general.
Catch us in fantasy games next week.
Guys, when I win, okay, I'm gonna win, and then you have to do something. Well, we should make a punishment for each other. I'm gonna make you do something stupid.
Like what?
I don't know, I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Ask me next episode.
Okay, next episode we'll be here with you with our punishment.
Yes.
And the Quinn Blackwell. Well, I think that wraps up everything for us today.
I think we yapped too much.
Yeah, I think sorry for yapping too much, guys. It will probably happen next episode.
Probably happen every episode.
Yep. Well, anyways, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a lovely evening.
We're gonna go catch the game.
Let's go catch a Jays game.